Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the shop. Today, we are talking about, we've got two, not one, but two beautiful Smith and Wesson revolvers down here on this and this and here bench. Two K-frames to be exact. So the deal is that there's always a big conflict here as to which K-frame is the best, which K-frame is we got new K-frames, old K-frames. What's the deal? Look, we're gonna put it all to rest, and I've got two here, and they're a little unsuspecting. The one, I'm sure those of you that do follow the channel, and if you do follow this channel all the time, stop yourself right now and like the video. If you like the video, like the video. But if you guys are into this or into old wheel guns like I am, check out the rest of the channel because we got some cool content on here. But here we have a Smith and Wesson Model 19 Performance Center Carry Comp. This is a high model gun. This has got quite a few rounds through it. I like this. I carried it for a really long time. Carried it for a couple years. This is a really beautiful piece. This is a brand new K-frame. This is from 2018, I believe, manufacture date. Anyway, so we got a brand new carry comp. So we're going to compare this to, is there a drum roll back there? Somebody do it. To this. So we have this, however advanced it may look, this is still a 70s era Model 10. So at heart, we still have a 70s Model 10 here, with obviously quite a bit of gunsmithing work. But all the gunsmithing work in the world can't make up for the geometry of how the thing is made. So I want to take you through these two things. We're gonna get them down on the bench, and we're gonna talk about what makes these two K-frames tick. Let's go. Here we are down on the bench. We've got our vintage Model 10, our new and revised Model 19 Performance Center carry comp. Now, quick disclaimer: this is a Model 10. This is a Model 19, chambered in 357 Magnum, chambered in 38. However, these two guns have this would have the same design language from its vintage Model 13 or Model 19 counterpart. So that is why we were using these in a essentially a mechanical compare and contrast. So the thing is that this thing has had quite a bit. What we can see that this has obviously had some extensive customization to it. We've got a trigger stop down here. We've got a ball detent up here. This whole thing has been fitted and aligned. It's beautiful. And then we've got a new barrel, obviously an optic, and a big bobbed hammer. Down here on the Model 19, we've got some updated sights. I switched these out to a set of Mepro lights. I'll try and post the item number if you're looking to update these, because these things are fantastic. I think they're fantastic. But if you're looking to update the sights, I can help you do that. This thing has got a trigger stop in it from the factory, and we're running an Apex Evo hammer. Now, back in the day, long time ago, when this Model 10 came out, people were picking these up and they were hot rodding them, turn them into PPC guns, and this one has had a lot of the similar treatments. And then to look in here and figure out what we really want, what the meat of what's different between the old school K-frame and a new updated K-frame is right here. It's down on where the barrel meets the frame. First thing I just want to note really quick is that this thing has had some extensive work done. We can see all of the work that's been done. Let's bring this zoom down in here. I can hear you screaming at me now. Zoom that baby in. So can we get some focus here too? How about that? That would be nice. Ooh, look at that. So somebody has come in here and they've just knocked the edges off of this. They've chamfered the cylinder, they've chamfered these charge holes, knocked the edges off of here, and then come in with a needle file and then just blended, and they've done a beautiful job. But they've blended this whole star in together. This is gonna make the speed loading happen a lot faster. You're over here with your HCAS speed loader, you're stuffing in another 6. It's gonna happen real quick here. I definitely dig that. I've got a set of chamfer tools here too. But what we want to look at is this barrel, and where we need to direct your attention is right here. Right at the bottom, you can see that this is flat. This has a flat cut in it because this crane needs to index inside of this relief, and it needs to index right underneath the barrel. So what we end up with is round, and a little flat. Now we've got lots of meat over here, not a lot of meat down here. And with high pressure loads, lots of thermocycling, right? This can get kind of weak and we can get a hairline crack. Now, the astute shooter might notice that right away. A lot of guys didn't, end up with ruined frames too. That's how the original K-frame kind of got its reputation, was that this thing had a tendency to fail. Now, back in the day, the idea was that people were going to train with 38 Special. Pretend this is a Model 13 or a Model 19. People were going to train with 38 Special, and then they were going to carry 357 Magnum, right? So the idea was, so somebody's going to use this in a defensive situation. They're only going to shoot 50 rounds, maybe 50 rounds of 357 Mag a year, just to train, and then maybe they end up needing to actually use their service revolver in the line of duty and end up using some 357 Magnum. That's not going to kill the gun. A steady diet of 357 Magnum will. So what they ended up doing was a big revision on the K-frame. And that's how we ended up with this new K-frame design. Again, old meets new, right? So we've got a new ball detent in here. I really dig that Smith and Wesson took this idea and ran with it. They saw that the guys were doing this way back in the day, and they were like, hey, this is a really great idea. The whole idea of this ball detent is that when we're shooting this, we're going to be shooting in double action, right? The context of a revolver, of defensive shooting with a revolver, is in double action. We don't need to really harp on this, but the whole idea is that this thing is going to be spinning, right? So when we the gun's going to go off, right? Everything's moving around, and then we're indexing to the next cylinder. The gun goes off again. There's a lot of chatter in there between the yoke and the frame, right? We don't really want that if the only thing that this thing is resting on is this pin. So we stick a ball detent in there, and we can really take out a lot of the chatter, add some more performance to it, right? So they added that. I think that's super cool. The other thing that they did is that they took this ejector rod and they made it that much smaller, right? Old ejector rod, new ejector rod. There you go. So with a smaller ejector rod, what we could do is we could lower the height. The overall height of this crane could go way down. It was a huge thing because what we ended up with, check it out, is a complete barrel, right? So we got a whole complete barrel in here, full round, all of it. The whole thing is that this thing can run a steady diet, a 357 Magnum, all day long, all year long, smile and keep coming. So the thing is that we got, this is, to me, this is the best. Smith & Wesson updated the K-frame. When they updated the K-frame, they came out with the absolute best K-frame that they ever made, and it's sitting right here. Okay, so that is kind of an overview as to what is going on with these two wheel guns. These are fantastic. Look, a lot of people, I can hear you guys screaming through YouTube right now as to, Uncle Hanfire, I got no idea what you're talking about because the old revolvers are so much better than the new revolvers. Look, the whole thing is that I gotta tell you, I've seen a lot of vintage guns that need a whole lot of work. I've seen a lot of brand new guns that need a whole lot of work too. All fresh off the assembly line, and they all need a lot of stuff done. The whole thing is, yes, these are beautiful. They're an absolute work of art. The polishing that's on here, the bluing that's on here, the attention to detail, yeah, it's all there, right? But there's some goofy design. There's some goofy design things going on here too, right? So, but a different idea, a different way of shooting, a different way of practicing. And the whole thing is what a lot of people tend to forget. And we forget this we forget this when we're dealing with firearms all the time, is that every single person has a different idea of what is acceptable. And when it comes down to dollars, when you throw money in there too, it gets really, really weird. So the whole thing is that if it works for you and you dig it, then that's the best gun, man, because the best gun is the one you got on you. To me, These are two of the best. These are the two best K-frames that exist. These are the two I own, and they're two of my favorite. They're two of my favorite revolvers. I love both of these things, guys. It has been an absolute pleasure. If you like the video, tweet content. I appreciate every single thing. If you've been enjoying the content and you want to jump into the Patreon, I really appreciate it too. And I will catch you in the next one.